Hey, listen, man, listen. Holy moly. Mm. I'm Black Dragon, and welcome to Black Dragon Biker News Network. Biker news you can trust. And as always, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in from wherever it is in the world that you happen to be. Hey, man, we got a lot going on this morning, so let's get right on into it. So first, we want to start with an update from the shooting yesterday, and how does this affect bikers? Um, you know, whenever you have this many children murdered in a school, or even one, our futures are affected. Our lifestyle is affected. Our hearts are affected. Our souls are affected, and uh, it it's just it's just terrible. Then uh, the politicalizing, whatever the term is, of everything, just gets to be sickening. And the agendas, something that the governor said, and that guy's like not my favorite governor by a long shot, but I mean, he said some things that were, I mean, you don't have to agree with everything. Somebody said yesterday, Black Dragon's okay. I don't agree with everything he says, but the guy's straight. He's okay. And that, bro, I don't have to agree with everything you say, but the smart stuff you say, the intelligent stuff, the stuff that makes sense, uh, boy, that deserves an ear, doesn't it? Some consideration. We've gotten so polarized in this country that we can't even. Hey, man, if you don't agree 100% with my vacuum chamber, then you ain't a good American. And that's just absolutely ridiculous. Each side is trying to do what they believe is the best thing to do for the country. That doesn't make them evil. That doesn't make them, oh, you're going to destroy America. Hey, what's up, Harley House? Good to see you, man. You're going to destroy America. They're destroying America. Look here, man. We've had Republicans in office, Democrats in office. I think we've even had some Whigs and maybe some other stuff. We've had some independents. We've even had some libertarians. And America hasn't been destroyed yet. Albeit gas is kind of high right now. Gas has been high before. A lot of people running around at the border right now. There's been a lot of people at the border before. COVID knocked the hell out of us in 2020. Well, in 1913, so did the Spanish influenza. What I'm trying to say is, it really hasn't mattered who's been president or who's run the country. My lifestyle hasn't changed dramatically, no matter who the hell was in office, and neither has yours. So when we get so mad at each other that we could kill each other, over what? If Trump comes back into office tomorrow, my life ain't going to change. Is yours? You're going to start getting a paycheck from someplace different? It's going to be drastically cut by 45%. Trump is going to destroy America. So incompetent. Yeah, we didn't get taken over by the Chinese. Actually, Kim Jong-il, whatever his name is, Kim Jong over there. We never thought we never thought we'd see them that guy walk across the bridge and hug a president. That's got to be positive. He stopped launching shit for a while. That's got to be all right. Same with Biden here. He's in charge and things are looking ugly right now, but we're not fixing to start speaking Chinese tomorrow. Or Russian either, I hope. We got to be able to look past all the silliness. And I say that to say the governor said yesterday, oh yeah, these people trying to jump on the gun control bandwagon or not. And we haven't even recognized the parents of these dead children. We want to fight each other so bad. You do understand that there's 19 people without 10-year-olds right now. Don't you? You understand that? There's 19 people without 10-year-olds right now. And 2 people without wives, sisters, mothers, daughters. 2 teachers got killed. And you want to come to the press conference and argue. You're not doing anything. What the F would you have me do right now from this wheelchair, bro? Roll in there and get the gun guy? Well, he's already dead. What do you mean I'm not doing anything? I'm up here holding the press conference, trying to comfort people. I'm just not talking about what you want me to talk about right now. I'm just not. And that doesn't make him a bad guy to be trying to sit up there and talk about the families right now today. We got a whole lot of time to be talking about gun control. Does it have to be at the same hour we're pulling the children out of the building? Well, some guy has been told that he can't even see his children. I know. I see. I know what that's like. I just lost a brother and 2 sisters on the highway. Their bodies were in such bad shape, the coroner would not release them. They had to be cremated. There was nothing really left to view. So I kind of just a little bit know. And the families and friends of those, the families and chapter members that knew them personally and dealt with them every day, they understand for real, when someone says you can't see your loved one because that you wouldn't recognize them. They're just all that's what some of these parents are being faced with. The hospital is talking about traumatic injuries. What is a traumatic injury? High velocity bullet hits you. I know I've had a traumatic injury. This little bitty hole here, it's so small. When I first got shot here, the hole was this damn big. It broke part of the bone. The bullet's still in here, by the way. And my best friend Solo, he was my best friend, and I was in the Navy, and when this was all bandaged up, it was just an open hole. And so there was a decision that had to be made, like, are we going to take something off of another part of his body and fill that hole up? Or are we going to try to let it fill by itself? So I had a best friend. He was no medic. He wasn't medically trained, but they filled this thing up with gauze. And then every 2 or 3 hours, he had to pull it out and put some new gauze in there. But the gauze would become blood filled and It would stick on the inside. So what he had to do was pour saline solution in there and pull it out so gently because it hurt so damn bad. He had to do this like, I don't know, at least 4 times a day for like maybe almost 6 weeks. I remember when he looked down into it, he said, I squeezed my arm and all he could see was white veins and corpuscles and stuff just moving. He looked at my mother and he said, Anise, pour me a drink and make it a double. And this friend took care of my arm until we got it healed. That's, high velocity bullets do crazy things to your body. So the kids that have survived have these high velocity bullet injuries. I can't imagine having to do something like that to someone's face. Maybe there aren't those kinds of solutions. So while you got that going on, you got somebody who wants to argue about some political business. I told you guys about Beto yesterday. I'm going to take your guns. I had no idea that he was going to show up at the governor's conference and show his ass. I thought that was, I was trying to wonder, like, why aren't they, I didn't know if that was Beto. I was like, why aren't they kicking that guy's ass? Like, typically, they would just throw you out of there on your ear. I thought, damn, they're being nice to him. Okay, I have to apologize. I thought, damn, is it because he's a white guy? It must be good to... Wow! Really? That you just get to go interrupt the governor like that? I didn't realize that he was a, what was he? Was he a senator or something before? I know he ran for governor, but he was something. So that's why they didn't just gang rush his ass and throw him up out of there. I was like, wow, man, that what you get to do? Okay. All right. I'm picking on y'all, but I couldn't believe that he went there and did that. I thought that was a little tasteless. Also, the story came out like I told you. I told you they want to start new gun laws. But I bet you're going to find that this guy told all kind of people what he was going to do. Didn't I say that? I said that. I said, you're going to go look at his social media presence and you're going to find that he told somebody what he was going to do. I told you that they can determine in an instant, stop that dog. They can determine in an instant that I typed something on TikTok that was against their terms of service and shut my TikTok down. Why couldn't they? Why don't they have some sort of algorithm that finds when you say I'm getting ready to go shoot the school and immediately pinpoint your ass and have you surrounded electronically by cops and descended upon? You don't think they have that technology? You're wrong. Did you know that when you're typing on Facebook and you type kiss my junk, you lousy bitch, and as far as I'm concerned, your breasts are on backwards, and you say, no, I can't, and you erase that, they already know you wrote that. They have an algorithm that tracks what you meant to write, but erased and didn't write. There's no privacy. They tell you on the thing that there's no privacy? You have to sign these documents every couple of years where you sign away more and more and more of your privacy. The NSA already told us every single text message that's ever been. You remember that whistleblower dude sent that stuff over to the other guy, the Wiki Alerts guy. I forget the name of the stuff, but you guys remember the guy the Army guy they put in jail, and he wanted to get a sex change operation. He sent all this information, and we come to find out the NSA is tracking every text message, every voicemail, every phone message, probably every conversation. There is no privacy. And they use it mostly, I guess, for marketing and stuff like that. What they don't use it for is to help us. So we could have something where we could do so. I just read something disturbing that went by. Marilee Lamio said, I just read the cops went into the school and got their own kids out before they went back to get the shooter. So I'm going to get, So we find that, like I told you, I said, hey, you're probably going to look up and see that, man, before he did that, because these kids, they can't do anything without social media. They can't do nothing without telling somebody, because they know the news is going to, like, I refuse to say his name. Have you heard his name come out of my lips one time? I haven't shown a picture of him, not nary a thing, because the news runs and they make these guys martyrs, and they know that they're going to be martyred. And if they just knew that nobody was going to say anything. Thank you, Snowden, Julian Assange. See, my people know everything. Eric Snowden, thank you. I couldn't remember the names, but I knew who the hell they were. And then my people know everything. They're going to keep it right for me. Thank you guys for covering my behind. Appreciate you. You can't go wrong as a host with my folks. I had one of my guys send me something yesterday, say, hey, man, Mr. Goodman said, hey, man, you need to go fix that thumbnail. You spelled it wrong. Thank you, guys. I love y'all. So, like I said, I said, hey, you're going to find that he told somebody. So instead of a new gun law, how about a new policy where we're tracking certain, in the Navy, we used to call them keywords and tricky phrases. Keywords and tricky phrases. Got to always watch the keywords and tricky phrases. Somebody laughed at me. He combined Assange and Snowden together. I was doing my best. But once you're looking for the key, okay, so let's move to the next conversation. I told you, I said, hey, 30 minutes to get that gunman. Actually, it turns out that it was like an hour. I heard this morning on some of you guys' favorite channel, CNN, not so favorite for others of you, but I can watch CNN. I watch them all, but you guys get so mad. CNN, communist news. Hey, listen, whatever. It was on. I watched it. Okay, sue me. So I was watching CNN, and they said it was like an hour before he went in, and they said there was a group of parents that were begging the police to go in. It seems that we have yet another time when the police in the Navy, we used to call it milling about smartly. You get in trouble for milling about smartly. Milling about smartly. Don't, go and mill about smartly. I guess mill is to stand around and do nothing. And smartly is to look like you're doing something, even though you're doing nothing. You're milling about smartly. We didn't like that in the Navy. Boy, I'm telling you, milling about smartly was some bullshit that would get you peeling potatoes, bro. And the shirkers would always try to find a way to look like they were busy as hell. We used to have this thing where we'd have to clean up the ship. And Navy ships are not nasty. They don't play that. Bunch of people together being nasty creates disease. In the Navy, we used to have in the submarine force, we used to have this time, I think it was like Saturday morning or something, where turn 2, clean up ship. And it wasn't like, okay, I'm going to get up, I'm going to mop the floor, wipe down the walls, vacuum, and I'm done. I'm going to bed. No, the cleanup was for 6 hours. The last thing you did was wipe the floors down and the walls. They expected you to unscrew the seat, get a paintbrush and brush out all the crumbs or dust or hair follicles from underneath the seat and the racks under the computer down underneath the floorboard of the baseboard of the floor. You would have taken all that shit apart. You would have used a toothbrush in between the keypads of the computer board. This kind of retardation, silliness. Your cleanup was 6 hours long. It started at 6 a.m. and it went to noon. 11:30, you started putting stuff away. It was called field day in the Navy. We'll have a field day, turn 2, clean up ship. And some guys would try to find a way to mill about smartly, look like they were cleaning up, but not actually cleaning up. The chief would come walking through there with a flashlight and a rag and maybe some white gloves. It's people. And he'd rub his white glove across something and be like, I see dust here, young bunch. Have you been milling about smartly? No, Master Chief. Actually, if you go run your effing glove over there under that, you'll find that that's clean. That's what I was doing. We're going to get to up there. We got a whole 4.5 hours left, bro. Well, you make sure you get to that. Don't let me come over here and rub my glove on that. And I found out you've milled about smartly. It seems like the police may have been milling about smartly, getting ready to breach, but not quite ready to do so as we're waiting for the numbers to be on our side. At the same time, every gunshot meant another kid died. So if it's true, I don't know if it's true. I hadn't heard that, but if it's true that some cops went in to get their children, I would, that's a hell of an accusation. I mean, I can feel it too. If I'm a cop, I'm there and my child's in there, that's probably going to be first on my mind. I don't know about you. But at the same time, parents were trying to get in. And parents were told that they couldn't get in. In a pig's eye, especially around here in Georgia where everybody's armed, you're not stopping me. You're not going to stand outside and mill about smartly and my kid's in that damn school and you say some dumb shit like, no, we're not going to let you go in there. There may be more than one killing at that school. I'm going in to get mine. Especially if I, by some stretch of the imagination, saw you run in to get yours. I don't know if that happened, but I told you guys yesterday. I said, The mantra of the police department has long been, I'm going home tonight. At the end of the day, no matter what happens out on the street, I'm going to make sure that I go home tonight. And I'm doing everything necessary to go home tonight. So if the police job is truly prevention of crime and keeping order, I think that's what policing is in America today. Not particularly fighting crime. There's been some times they've tried to sue police officers for not jumping in the line of fire. And I believe the court system has said that's really not their job. And I can dig it. I can understand it. So don't be trying to take away my way to protect myself if you're not going to come in until the smoke clears. You have to look at things how they are. It is what it is. I'm not mad. I'm not indicting the police force like, hey, man, you guys are so effing bad. You're not going to jump in the line of fire. I've been shot 4 times. I ain't jumping in the line of fire no more times. No. I'm going to be under the bleachers behind the car near the wheel well, tucked in with my gun on my shoulder, right here in my chest. Like, man, I'll be glad when the shooting stops. It is what it is. I'm going to tell you. But I'm not fixing to be trying to take away your gun so you can't protect yourself while I am protected by secret agents all around me. Come on, you guys don't make any sense. If you make Governor Beto, you are going to have a whole security force around you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You will never have to worry about your child in a school shooting because you'll have a armed guard, sheriff's department, U.S. Marshals, whatever y'all have, protecting your folks. If you make president next time, I'm sure you're going to run again. You'll have Secret Service surrounding you at all times, but yet you want to go and remove the ability for folks that ain't got that. Because I tell you, man, I'd be all for. I'd be all for. Yeah, let's take everybody's guns away. If I had helicopters and shit flying all around me. Oh yeah, there's Overwatch up there. I'm good. Well, what do you guys need guns for? I don't understand. No. You don't have an Overwatch? I just can't understand it all. It's crazy. You guys have been talking to me. I've been talking. I haven't been reading. Somebody said you got to take the mainstream channels with a grain of salt. We have gun laws here in Australia, which includes Tasmania, as there was a shooting in Port Arthur, Tasmania, where 35 people died and 23 were wounded. What was that, like 1987 or something? Then they took all the guns away. If a school is on lockdown, there is no way for the police to get their kids. Well, yes, there is, mad scientist. The school ain't on lockdown for a cop. He can walk right in the front door. How's it on lockdown? How's the school on lockdown? The only resources officer that they had there was breaking out windows and pulling kids out the windows, as I think I understand. What was the lockdown? The doors were locked? I mean, what was the lock? There was no lockdown. I think lockdown is really a term, not really a physical thing. A real lockdown is the school's locked down and there's people standing around it with guns and you can't get in because you'll get shot. Once the perp is inside shooting people, the school is not locked down, in my humble opinion. The elites don't want you to have guns because there will be a day the people come for them, and the government works for the elites who feel and line their pockets. Aunt Squirrely says, as long as we serve the purpose of those in charge, doing things how they want, we'll get the pats on the head. I'm not understanding how he got into the school. I can't get into my own kid's school. So that's interesting because the other day I tried to go to a middle school here in Stone Mountain. I walk my dogs. You guys know I walk in the wilderness, right? So I walk my dogs, and there's a wilderness. As a matter of fact, a guy told me when they put that school in 30 years ago, he was a kid, and he remembered them coming and saying, we're not going to take away the wilderness. We're just going to plop the school in the wilderness, but we're going to leave the wilderness. And they did. They left the wilderness really around the school. So there are coyotes back there. You guys remember when that coyote almost ate my precious Braveheart? You remember that? We did that video. You got to see the coyote. You got to see me like too big of a punk to shoot it. So I figured, well, I'll just go to the school and tell them that they got a coyotes back there. And I tried to get into the school. You know, normally you walk in, open the door, and walk to the teacher's office. The damn school was locked down. Somebody came to the door and opened it like just a crack. I felt so unwanted. Like, can I help you? Yeah, move. Can you move so I can come in and sit down and talk? I mean, and that didn't happen. Well, we'll take a message for you for the principal. Like, I could not get in that school. At least not by the front door. And then you guys remember, if you've been watching me for a while, you remember a few years ago when I was walking through the wilderness, when I used to walk and talk, and I came upon the back of the school, and I actually found myself on the school property, and the whole damn property was locked down up in Johns Creek, Georgia. So I decided to walk around and try to find my way out, and I wound up hopping over a gate and falling my big clumsy ass down flat on my butt. And next thing I know, there's a school resource officer like right over the top of me. And I was like, yeah, I know this is looking kind of bad. You guys remember that video? And the guy's like, yeah, no, we saw you the minute you got on the campus. Like they had me on video the whole time, climbing the fence, looking like a crazy fool. And they like walked me off the property. Dude, you just could have come around here. We saw you the whole time. Yeah, so it's hard to imagine how this happened at a school, because I've had two things where I've tried to walk into a school, and one time I was accidentally on a school ground. But what I didn't have is I didn't have an AR-15 running towards the front door. A resource officer confronted this guy, and they won't say whether there were any shots fired or not. So that obviously means there were no shots fired, and the confrontation might have been, "Hey, you, where you going?" And he might have just run right past him and run into there with a gun. That's going to make him look bad. But if that's what happened, it is what it is. I don't know how they got on the school grounds, but they did. They did. He got in there, started shooting people up. And like I told you yesterday, if your stated mantra is that I'm going to go home at night, then what you're going to do is you're going to wait for backup, and then you're going to go get them. And while you're waiting for that backup, as ugly as it may seem, people, folks are going to die. Even 10-year-olds, they're going to die, which is why we got to have some common sense about this. We can't be like ostriches and stick our heads in the sand. And the funny thing about that is no ostrich ever stuck its head in the sand. That's a goddamn lie that somebody made up about ostriches. Like, ostriches, they don't do that. They do not stick their, you mess with one and find out if he sticks his head in the sand. He will whoop your butt They will disembowel you with them long legs with them fingernails on them. They will run you over. These things run 30, 40 miles an hour. What they're not doing is sticking their heads in the sand. Oh, this will go away. Let me just stick my head in the sand while the lion eats me, because just because I don't see it don't mean it ain't there. People more stick their heads in the sand than ostriches do. So, no. We can stick our heads in the sand and act like the quick reactionary force is going to. It takes a minute to put it together. It's not like they're sitting in the SWAT truck riding around waiting for something to happen. Even if they did, they could still be 15 minutes from your school because they were 2 minutes from that school. The fact of the matter is, you got to pull them folks together. See, Dibber's worldview. Dibber knows everything. A myth originated in ancient Rome. Man, look at my people, man. They know everything. I had no idea where that myth came from. Thank you, Dibber. I appreciate that. You guys need to go check out Dibber's World. Outstanding show, outstanding page. So we got to look at it as it is, people. If such a thing as the fact that the police ain't fixing to run in there right that second, then hey, man, maybe the teachers need to be armed. Maybe we take veterans, United States veterans, retired people, and we put them in the schools. There would be many that would volunteer. Maybe we have some sort of something, some sort of fund with a minimal kind of stipend where we take veterans that have been trained. We could even use if MPs in Shore Patrol and military police, ex guys like that. And I mean, there's more than enough of them that would volunteer. Somebody says, well, if you put teachers in school, you might not have the right one. Yeah, you're going to have a teacher screw it up. But I can tell you what Americans ain't going to do. Now, British folks might, Australian folks might, New Zealanders might, Germans might, Israelis might, Tunisians might, Ethiopians might, Eritreans might, Zulus might, North Koreans might, Chinese might, but what Americans ain't doing is they ain't giving up their guns. That's just not an American thing. It might make sense. It might be, oh man, that's just so easy. We don't have that over here in Great Britain. Yeah. I can dig it. There's a different mindset over there. Over here, it ain't going down like that. Well, at least not for a while. It ain't happening tomorrow. So, somebody said raise the age of 21. You raise the age of 21, but I think that's interesting. If you're going to raise the age of 21, then also raise the age of people that you induct in the military and send them overseas to fight in somebody else's country at 18. They can go kill over there and can't get a gun at home. Don't make no sense. All right. No need to beat a dead horse on this. The New Yorker said Americans are not giving up their fear, their racism, etc. That's America. Well, whatever, man. Whatever. Nobody gives up their fear and racism. It's all over the world. You can be from the wrong tribe, the wrong caste, class, social, economic, social construct, religion. It's not just an American thing; it's a world thing. You do have Russia killing the Nazis in Ukraine right now, right? It's just not just an American thing. Stop that. I will bet you $1,000 if teachers are allowed to carry firearms, the first teacher to use it will use it in a negative way that was unjustified. Kurt, I wouldn't take that bet because you could probably be right. Just like we have police officers that use their guns in a negative way. That's the trade-off. But if you know that this school shooting thing is so I don't know. The answer is take all guns from everybody, but then then only outlaws will have guns. You'll still be a victim. Sounds like a great idea, Black Dragon, and more gun safety laws and gun safety. If you own a gun here in Oz, you have to have a gun safe to store them in, and also you have to have a license to have a gun. You need gun safety. You need stuff like that. But we already have so many of those laws on the book. If people want to mass kill, they'll just change the method, Dibber says. They'll just change the method of killing. If guns are taken away, bombs have been used to mass kill here in the UK more times than I can remember. Or some guy just gets in a damn truck and runs over a whole bunch of people. But you ain't taking no cars off the street. Black Dragon, how do you feel about tougher gun laws that would not ban any guns, but make it more stringent process to purchase a gun? But so this is how I feel about that. Like, we have tough gun laws. Have you tried to buy a gun in America? There's waiting periods. There's background checks. The only way you don't have to have a background check to buy a gun is if you carry a concealed weapons permit like I have. And that's the only way you can walk in a store and get a gun right now. I see that gun, I like it, give it to me. But if you have a weapons permit in America, at least in Georgia, your fingerprints have been taken, your background has been checked, you have no criminal history, no domestic violence history, you haven't been put out of the military. If you get put out of the military or you get a court martial, you can't even get a gun permit. So you are a citizen. You are a proven citizen if they hand you that gun permit. And it costs like $135 too. So that's the only way you're going to get a gun. Other than that, and I don't know what it all is because I've had a permit for decades now, but if you don't have a permit, there are a whole bunch of things you got to go through, background checks and all kinds of stuff. So how much more stringent do you want to make it? Do you want to make it 50 days before you can get a gun? But I tell you guys the story of the girl that I saw grow up 10 days ago, not even 10 days ago. The guy knocked her car off the road and tried to kidnap her. If she hadn't had that gun, she'd be gone. She'd be gone. So if she needed a gun and had to wait 20 days to get one, she'd be gone. Straight Jacket said, you just can't ban evil. And you can't. You just can't ban evil. And in America, in the places where we have the most stringent gun laws, California, Chicago, Illinois, New York, Washington, D.C., we have the highest murder rates from guns. So to ban assault weapons does not ban assault weapons. They're here. You would really have to do like they did in Australia and actually go get them all. Well, you'd have a war at the OK Corral. In South Carolina, it takes 3 months to get a concealed carry license. I think that is a lengthy. Boy, you guys are hitting me fast with these. Okay, in South Carolina, it takes 3 months to get a concealed carry license. I think that is lengthy enough of a background check. Yet they want more laws. They don't follow the current laws, and that's the whole thing. They keep saying we got to do something. We got to do something. Anything. We haven't got the investigation completed yet. But so far, everything that they have suggested would not have stopped this man from legally purchasing his firearm. He had no criminal record. He had no record of substance abuse, no record of mental illness, no domestic abuse. This guy was a citizen until he wasn't. Here in Canada, I can get a gun off the street faster than Uber Eats. And, well, that's the other thing. Yeah, I mean, that's a whole new can of worms. Of course you can. Aunt Squirrely, I had to jump through hoops to get my gun card in Illinois. Yeah, I bet you did. In Illinois, I bet you did. But you got it. It's harder to legally get a gun in the Caribbean than Africa. So, yeah. And they got crazy stuff going on there. I know that it's hard to get a gun in the Caribbean, but they got a bunch of folks, bad men, they call them, bad men. Bad boy, rude boy, running around, amped up, ready to get at you. That's why those weapons are needed to help combat against fools who want to do something crazy, says Braxton Spivey. I got my CWP in 3 weeks in South Carolina. No, in Georgia, it took me like 3 months to get my first one. 2 or 3 months to get a concealed carry weapon. Depends on Georgia where you are. If you're in Atlanta, where the Democrats run everything, it takes you 3-4 months to get it. If you're up in like Winder, where the Republicans run everything, you get it in like 3 days. It's kind of crazy. But that is what it is. If you start adding stipulations, you're only limiting the poor at that point. Okay, so yeah. So if you start adding financial stipulations, like, in Georgia, you can have a actual machine gun with a a silencer on it, where you just like on TV. You can have that here. It's going to cost you some money. The reason not everybody has one is it costs you the gun plus another couple $100, and there's a stuff you got to go through. You got to let the ATF come to your house anytime they want to check the gun out, and you got to be real careful. You got to get a tax stamp on all kind of stuff. And because it's so expensive, that keeps everybody from having one. But it's not fair that a rich guy can have a whole house full of freaking machine guns and you can't, because you ain't got the same money. This is the way it is. Exactly. Chicago, they don't do squat for using the guns, possessing the guns, always looking for a reason to excuse it, but pass more laws than not. So a lot of you guys are with me, and some of you guys aren't. So I just want to talk about that this morning before I cover my news stories. I didn't expect this to take this long, but you guys understand what I'm talking about, man. It's just sad that these people, these children, have been killed, and we just haven't spent enough time talking about them. The mass shootings are becoming the normal. When I went to school in the 80s and early 90s, we didn't even think about a school shooting. Heck, some of the boys showed up with guns in the truck windows. What has changed so much since the 80s and 90s in schools that the kids are getting away with this? And I absolutely have said that before. When I grew up and went to school, you could carry your gun in a gun rack in the window of your truck in Oklahoma, where I came from. You would go to school with the gun in the back in the gun rack and go hunting after school. It wasn't a big thing. You'd have your Marlin and your Winchester 30-30 just sitting right in the back window. Folks didn't even break in your car and steal your gun. I don't know what happened. I wish the hell you would pull up to a school with a with your Winchester 30-30 and your Marlin 30-06 in the back window. I just really would like to see that. I don't even know if they have those anymore, those gun racks back there. Dragon, are you going to Laconia Bike Week? I'd love to see you there. Send me some information about it. I hadn't planned on going there, but hey, man, I'm liable to show up anywhere. There's my email address right there, blackdragon@blacksabbathmc.com. I had a rifle in the window of my truck. Says, damn, these scroll so fast. Damn, where'd it go? Okay, Crazy Joe. I had a rifle in the window of my truck in 1986 and 1987. Yeah, for me, it was like 1981, 1979. It's just what you did. Billy Harrington said, just different times, bro. Different times. Gas was $1.50 a gallon. Yes, it was. I remember when it hit $1 a gallon, I was just like, you could fill your car with $13. Back in 1971, 1970, there was a high school that had armed students and staff taking turns through the day, standing guard outside, making sure the campus was safe. Wow. Schools are operated by people that had marksmanship courses in the curriculum right before shop class. I remember those days. We weren't afraid of each other. And we didn't hate each other so much. Like FDDO federal flight deck officer pilots, we should have to requalify every 6 months or so. It's not fix everything, but in 15 years, maybe so. I don't think, that's it. The Constitution of the United States of America doesn't require that you be qualified to have a gun. So, okay. I carried before I had a CCW and will carry after. Constitution is my permit. Well, people feel that way. And in Georgia, they just passed the constitutional carry law so that you don't have to have a CCW here. You can just carry. Anyone can, as long as you're not a felon and, you're not a domestic abuser, blah, blah, blah. Anyone now can carry here. And I'm fine with it. I'm okay with if somebody breaks into the Walmart and wants to shoot all the black people in it, or Jewish people, or white people, or whatever, there'll be enough folks with guns in there, hopefully, to get that person before he kills too many folks. That hasn't been, proven out yet. The good guy with a gun is always better than the bad guy with a gun. That hasn't been proven out. We haven't really quite seen that yet. So we will see if that should happen. My boss says that's the way it should be everywhere, including SoCal. Yeah. And so we'll see. We'll damn see, right? If that happens, we'll see. And I'm just curious, like, holy moly, like, terrifying. It's terrifying to think that it's come to this, but I attribute a lot of this to we don't spank kids in school anymore and all that kind of stuff. And the governor of Texas said we've got a health crisis in this country, a mental health crisis. Somebody said, if I don't have to walk through a metal detector, you better believe I will be shooting back. Because Billy Harrington says, I'm going to have a piece everywhere I got to go. I know people that won't go into gun-free zones. I know people that won't go. They're not even going into the airport. They're not even going to the concert and stuff like that. You know, in Georgia, the concealed carry laws don't allow you to carry at public events. So you can carry everywhere but at public events. And I know folks that just won't even go. Hey, I can't take my gun. I ain't going. I believe you can carry your gun on the train now. They passed a law here where you can carry your gun in any state park. Don't be dumb enough to take your ass to a federal park, however. At the high school, my full-blood old sister and I went to the policemen and principals, told us if we had a shotgun in our trucks to always let them know. At high school, my full-blood sister. Yeah, that's the way it used to be. I graduated high school in Greenwood, Arkansas in 1980. Our FFA had a school shooting team, and we carried our guns to and from school on the damn bus. We never had a problem. I remember those days. I shot in 4-H, and we carried our guns to school. I remember that 22s. We become so afraid. We become so politically correct. We become so wussy. We really have. It's sad. So I had a couple stories for you guys today, and I just didn't really expect to be speaking an hour for this, but I guess I can be long-winded. Verbose, my debate coach used to say. So the other part of this was, and I'll take a couple minutes to cover these stories since I had them queued up. And I can't take you bikers anywhere. Changing the story up, changing the thing up a little bit. I'll just say this. We got some problems, people. We got 19 dead kids and 2 dead teachers. And what the hell do you do about that? And you got a kid who's killed himself. You can't even punish his ass. He's gone, and he took all the answers with him. That's why I was just like, don't kill that kid, man. Circle that place off, back out, take all the kids out, and let him sit there until he just don't got no food, can't do anything, and then go back and get him, shoot him with a tranquilizer gun, so we can at least put him through some hell for what he did. I'm told that it was a single police officer, border patrol guy, who took him on without any backup. I don't know if that's true or not. That's what I heard. One of my subscribers sent that to me, and that border patrol guy actually killed him without backup, took him on by himself. If that's what happened, and we'll find out, man, that's sad. So moving on to our next story here. And you know, finally, I just pray for those children's families. Watching that man cry on TV for his son, it broke my heart all over again, man. It broke my heart. It broke my heart. God knows it hurt me. But I can't take you bikers anywhere. Bikers vandalize a new gay pride crosswalk after being painted. What's wrong with you guys? What the hell is wrong with you bikers? Man, stop this, man. Stop this madness, bro.
What if I could have...
I don't know why you guys do these things. I can't take y'all nowhere. And, you know, the story is we got a city that put in they're going to have their first gay pride celebration. And so they painted the sidewalk, the crosswalk on Main Street with the gay pride symbol. There's nothing wrong with that until you damn bikers get involved. Oh, my goodness. I can't take y'all. I can't with y'all. I can't with y'all today. I can't. I can't. You guys. Here we go. Go ahead and cue that.
June marks Pride Month, and cities and towns throughout our state hold celebrations and opportunities to support loved ones for being their true selves.
News Center Maine's David Guilford joins us now from Brunswick, where members of that community are rallying after someone decided to vandalize a brand new pride symbol. David?
Good evening, Pat and Amanda. Yeah, Brunswick is set to hold its first ever official Pride events next month. The Public Works Department went so far as to paint this rainbow flag into this crosswalk right in downtown on Main Street. But the paint was barely dry before locals tell us they watched someone come through intent on spoiling the celebration.
Not even a day old, and it just broke my heart that someone would do that.
Kira Reed, born and raised in Brunswick, made a point to bring her kids to her city's brand new Pride crosswalk on Main Street.
We wanted to take a picture to post on social media to show all of our friends who are feeling kind of hopeless today that we're here to support them.
Hopeless, she feared, after what's...
Did she start? Did Kira start crying? What the hell's wrong with you, buddy? Did you make Kira cry? You damn biker. You damn biker. What the hell's wrong with you? You give us all a bad name. Now the city's hopeless. Did you heard her? There's no hope right now. I'm not going to be a biker anymore. I'm changing my whole name to cyclist or something. Black Dragon Cyclist Network, Cycle News. I don't like y'all no more. Hell no. I don't even. And here's Billy. I don't believe in public pride. Just keep your lifestyle to yourself. Billy is probably the one that was out there messing up those people's hope. I can't with y'all, man. I can't. I just can't with y'all. Don't cry. Billy's not going to hurt you. I promise. I'll work on him. Here we go.
To support them.
Hopeless, she feared.
Hopeless.
To support them.
Hopeless.
Media to show all of our friends who are feeling kind of hopeless today that we're here to support them.
Hopeless, she feared, after what someone decided to do the night before. Just hours after city workers painted the crosswalk,
What's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with you? This guy actually burned rubber across the gay pride crosswalk. It is, man, you people. I'm not even here. Let's just go back to the video. You guys are hopeless.
Patrons at nearby Moderation Brewing filmed someone burning rubber across it.
We need kindness right now.
Maddie Daughtry owns Moderation Brewing and is also a state senator. She watched the vandalism from her business and said her city is a kind one, despite what one or two people decide to do.
We're going to keep making sure that folks know that they are loved, they're welcome, they can't be erased by an act of hatred. And, Brunswick is saying that loud and clear.
Visibility matters.
Stacia helped found Brunswick Pride and pushed to get the crosswalk not just downtown, but on busy Main Street.
To know that there are youth out there that are struggling and to show support through your town is incredibly powerful.
The simple but visible gesture helped inspire a full-on celebration.
It sort of took off from there. We didn't expect to have a festival or anything, but the community really wanted it, and so we're planning it.
All next month, people will be crossing Main Street for Brunswick's first ever Pride, supported by the city and local businesses with a large event June 10th. But for today, Kira Reed says she's showing up for who her town really is.
We want to give hope and allow kids in this town to grow up to be who they want to be.
Now, within the last hour, Brunswick police sent us a statement saying they're looking for two individuals who allegedly rode their motorcycles on the sidewalks here in downtown Brunswick and left marks on the pavement. And they posted photos of those individuals on their Facebook page, asking folks to give them a call if they have any information. Reporting live in downtown Brunswick, David Guilford, News Center, Maine.
Boy, you bikers, man. You guys ain't worth a damn. Oh, they're gonna just, cause hell and destruction in the city. Oh, my goodness. Ann Squirrely said those are independents. They're not club bikers. We wouldn't do that. Would we? What's wrong with y'all, man? On the sidewalk, just acting a damn fool. I don't know where Brunswick is, Mike Ball. I have no idea where Brunswick is. But it was great. Let's more of you guys. There's more of y'all acting out. These guys here. Police felonies, riding charges, and a biker ride that ended with a robbery of a tow truck. Y'all couldn't just go out and ride motorcycles, huh? Some more independence. It used to be the club bikers was making bikers' name bad. The independents are just, boy, they're just messing up our name. So as the story goes, Delaware State Police have arrested DeTwan Banner, 28, young DeTwan of Wilmington, and Trevon Moore, 23, a couple young guys with no damn good common sense of Newark, in connection with a robbery that occurred in April of this year, according to the public information officer. This robbery is kind of suspect, man. This is when they get to throwing the book at your dumb ass for being dumb. Senior Corporal Jason Hatchell, the public information officer, told us on April 16, 2022, at approximately 7 o'clock p.m., troopers on patrol in the area of the BP gas station. It's always the BP. Why is it always the BP? It's the BP here in Atlanta, too. The BP draws trouble. Don't go to the BP, okay? Get your gas and get out of the BP as quickly as possible. Everybody hangs out at the damn BP. Anyway, in the area of the BP gas station located at 708 Philadelphia Pike in Wilmington, observed a large number of ATVs and dirt bikes driving erratically and creating hazardous conditions for other vehicle traffic. As troopers responded to the gas station, the operators of the ATVs and dirt bikes began to flee the scene. One ATV was abandoned by its operator in the parking lot, and it was towed from the scene by Holly Oak Tow Truck Company. Sounds right. Everybody got out of there. You were slipping and sleeping, and you had to run away from your ATV because you wasn't on the game, bro. You're not about that life. You're not about bike life. You deserved to lose your ATV, if you ask me. You need to be on your game, bro. Gonna be out there acting a damn fool. You need to be on your game. The tow truck began transporting the ATV to its tow yard when the driver was confronted by two subjects on Coffell Parkway east of Philadelphia Pike. Numerous ATV gang members. I'm sorry. It doesn't say that. Numerous ATVs and dirt bikes surrounded the tow truck. What's that like? Beyond the Thunderdome? You got all these cats surrounding your truck, and you're like, damn, I'm just trying to do my job. And they threatened. They surrounded the tow truck so the driver could not leave the scene, and two subjects then threatened to harm the tow truck driver and passenger if they did not release the vehicle to them. We will whoop your ass. The subjects were eventually able to remove the ATV from the bed of the tow truck, and they fled the area with their ATV. Yeah. To an unknown destination. Neither the tow truck driver nor the passenger were harmed. How is this a robbery? How is this riding and a robbery of a tow truck? They didn't even take the tow truck. That's why you have to be careful out here. Through investigative means, the troopers identified the two subjects. Investigative means. Here's the investigative means. You guys are so stupid. They posted this on Instagram. All they did was went to Instagram. They investigated these own fools' posts. Investigative means. Yeah. these fools put this up on Instagram. You bikers, I don't want to be a biker anymore. Anyway, through investigative means, troopers identified the two suspects as Detwan Banner and Trevon Moore. Troopers then obtained warrants for their arrest on April 16, 2022. The U.S. Marshals Task Force apprehended Trevon Moore in the Newark area. Moore was taken into custody without incident and transported back to Troop 6, where he was charged with robbery, second-degree felony, 2 counts, kidnapping, first-degree felony. You get 20 years for that, 2 counts, conspiracy, second-degree felony, tampering with physical evidence, felony, riot, felony, hindering prosecution, unlawful imprisonment, second degree, 2 counts. But did they throw the book at these guys or what? Moore was arraigned in the Justice of the Peace Court number 2 and committed to Howard R. Young Correctional Institution on $65,000 cash bail. Man, that is so damn unfair to do. You can't come up with the $6,500. That you got to come up with $65,000 cash. You can't even put your mama's house up. That is so much bullshit right there, bros. On May 24, 2022, the U.S. Marshals Task Force apprehended Detwan Banner in the Newcastle area. Banner was taken into custody without incident and transported back to good old Troop 6, where he was charged with robbery, second-degree felony, 2 counts, kidnapping, first-degree felony, 2 counts, conspiracy, second-degree felony, tampering with physical evidence, felony, riot, felony, hindering prosecution, unlawful imprisonment, second-degree, 2 counts. Banner was arraigned in the Justice of the Peace Court number 2 and committed to Howard R. Young Correctional Institution on $127,000 cash bail. Man, that's ridiculous. The tow truck was streamed live on Facebook and then shared on one of our posts. The video can be found. Riders reported seeing large groups of bikes. So here's the little video that they had. Yeah, I'm just really disappointed in all that. It's just ridiculous. But hey, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. They won some real stupid prizes on this one. Here's a little video that they have up there. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, here you can see them by the hundreds, just riding the street, popping wheelies. These guys have a lot of skill. Somebody said, yeah, these guys don't follow the all the gear all the time rule. Yeah. So I just, if you're a young person and you're watching this video, or you know some young person, these bails are an indication, and these charges are an indication of not particularly what these guys did, but how pissed off these court systems are and cops are with these hordes of folks riding around lawlessly. And they are so pissed off that they're willing to put you in jail 20, 30, 40 years. Some of this will probably plea down, but you're looking at 5 or 10 years for joyriding out on a motorcycle and getting together with your friends and getting your bike back. And it's all fun and games till they give you $127,000 cash bail. That means you ain't getting out of jail unless your parents got it. You ain't getting out of jail until the whole thing is adjudicated, which is probably going to be some kind of a plea deal that's getting ready to put your ass behind bars for real. You're going to go to jail because you're broke. You're poor. That's what happens to poor people. Overcharging and all that. They didn't even say that they threatened these people with any weapons. They took their little ATV back. Little boys will be boys fun. You getting ready to take your ass to jail for real. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. They ain't playing with you folks, man. Jake Stewart said country's turning into Thunderdome. No respect for law or society, but yet they've been telling everyone the police and society are evil, racist, and you shouldn't have to follow orders. Yeah, there should be some reciprocity here, Jake, but 50 years in jail? Are you serious? Anyway. Hey, Black Dragon, that looks like a scene from Biker Boys. Did we start this? Did we start this? We did have that scene in Biker Boys. I hope we didn't start this. You can't blame us for that. But it does look like a scene from Biker Boys. Oh my goodness, I hate to think that I was the purveyor of such a thing. My parents have always told me since I was a dumb teen, don't waste your phone call and call me. My parents told me the same thing. Breaking the law is breaking the law. Just look at the border. Reminds me a few weeks ago when we were leaving Dallas, Arlington, Texas, when some guys on bikes, just guys on bikes, don't think they were bikers, were messing around the cars behind them, going slower. Man, poor children, parents glad we don't have this problem in the Netherlands. The Netherlands is a cool place to be a juvenile delinquent. I remember when I was there, they took their juvenile delinquents. They had some juvenile delinquents. They put them on a ship and gave them a world cruise. I was like, that's what you do. That was all right. Hey, now leave the Hayabusa squids out of the conversation. They would never. I saw some Hayabusas up there. Anyway, that was what my show was going to be about today. How you crazy bikers, I can't with y'all. You guys are out running amok. We can't do nothing with you, taking over cities. It's become the Thunderdome out here. Join me daily for biker news you can trust. We have a little fun talking about the stuff. Check me out on oh my goodness, on bikerliberty.com, our online news magazine where you can see our Biker Liberty stuff. This weekend, if you guys want to, you can come hang out with the Black Sabbath as we lay our fallen to rest. We will be in Slidell, Louisiana this weekend. We will be there to bury President Cuban, his wife Irish, and Fall Risk. after the unfortunate accident which took them from us way too soon. It will be at the Abundant Life Tabernacle, 1701 Franklin Avenue, New Orleans, Louisiana. The repast will be at the Holiday Inn and Suites at 372 Voters Road, Slidell, Louisiana. It'll be 3 o'clock p.m., May 28th, Central Standard Time, that we will have the celebration of life. And then after that, we will be riding in formation to the Holiday Inn and Suites, where there will be food and that sort of thing. All motorcycle clubs, bikers, enthusiasts, everyone is invited. We've heard from motorcycle clubs all over the place that said they were coming. My brothers and sisters would love to see you. There is a GoFundMe set up. It's called Black Sabbath MC North Shore Chapter Fundraiser. There's also a GoFundMe set up. There's also this is the URL for the GoFundMe. It's called Black Sabbath MC North Shore Chapter Fundraiser, but you can also go to https://gofund.me/9 Charlie Bravo 4 Delta 464 and help our folks out. Check out our online magazine, bikerliberty.com. You can get us Black Dragon Biker TV on Facebook, Black Dragon Biker TV on YouTube, Black Dragon Biker TV on TikTok. Please join our Discord. The Discord channel is in the link below. If you need to get in touch with me, Black Dragon at blacksabbathmc.com. Or you can always call me at 404-692-0336. Also, our online podcast, in case you just want to download us in the truck and watch us. The podcast is The Dragon's Lair, L-A-I-R, The Dragon's Lair, Motorcycle Chaos. You're looking at the podcast right now. That's what it looks like when we record it. Simulcasting right now. So you can get us on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, all of those kinds of places. So we thank you guys for your support and for your prayers. And we thank you for hanging out with us. So I'm Black Dragon. That's my 2 cents. I'd love to hear your 2 cents in the comment section below. Thanks for tuning in and get skinny. Yeah, you're going to watch me try to get skinny. I've been saying it for years. I'm going to do it this time. Thanks for tuning in. Get skinny and get the book. Prepare yourself to take the helm as president of your mighty motorcycle club by delving into the pages of Black Dragon's newest book, The President's Bible, Chronicle 1, Principles of Motorcycle Club Leadership. There you will learn to advance your skills in applying the 14 scientific principles of leadership similar to those taught to officers in the United States Naval Service. Available in hardcover, paperback, and ebook. Get yours today on Amazon, Kindle, or order it at your local bookstore. Order your autographed copy from blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club president you can be. You can be. Get the book. The book. I'm seeking counseling, honest. Okay, here. Let's check this out real quick. You know, I've been talking about my hero soap. I wanted to show you guys. Here's my empty bag of my hero soap. I actually use this stuff. I'm going to do a commercial with me in the shower. You guys will like that, won't you? Won't you guys like seeing me in the shower? I'm going to have a model with me. You know, some sort of maybe 2 or 3 models around me. I don't know if you guys remember the commercials that used to have Joe Namath in them. Great balls of comfort with Noxzema. You remember those commercials? Are you guys old enough for that? Where he had these models around and he's in the shower and he's got this Noxzema cream. Yeah, so I'm going to do me some, you guys want to see me naked, right? So anyway, this Hero Soap Company, I use this stuff. They sent it to me. I used it, and it's awesome stuff. And what I like about it, and I'll just be kind of cool with this, is that it's manly. It smells good. They got all kinds of soaps. They've got lavender and all these kind of manly smells. Peppermint tea tree, peppermint cool, spearmint. The woods. They have body washes now, which is new for them. They didn't have the body washes when they first contacted me, but they got them now. What I like about these folks is that they give a percentage of their sales back to charities that are focused on helping veterans and first responders. So that's they say, we want to thank you for helping us support our veterans. So if you and first responders, so if you buy some of this soap, they're going to send. You can get a subscription. That's the other thing. You can get a soap subscription, like you can get a razor blade subscription. And if you buy their soap, a few things happen. One, you get some soap to wash your ass. They get some money, that part of it they're going to give to veterans and first responders. And if you use the discount code Black Dragon, which is what we're hoping you use, they will give a percentage to us as well, which keeps the show supported. So good on them, good on you, good on us. And of course, you guys know I love these rings. My sister accused me of having demonic rings. How are you gonna accuse me? She told me she was terrified of my rings, and she said each ring was more demonic than the one that I would previously put on. Each one was more terrifying than the previous one. And I don't understand how she could say that about my rings. My rings are cool. You got to have some cool rings if you're, these are my rings, man. So if you like rings, like I like rings, biker rings, you can go here to Gothic Rings, gthic.com. Just like with the soap company, if you use your discount code of Black Dragon, you get you a very cool discount, 20% in this case. I like the Medusa ring, man. They got some very cool rings here. They got Masonic rings, So use these folks. They're pewter and all kinds of stuff, silver, actual silver in these rings, and they've got stainless steel rings. Man, their rings are the bomb. I like them. I wear them. So get you some. Get you some, man. Get you some.
You are fake news.
Black Dragon Biker News Network. Biker news you can trust.
Biker news you can trust. Biker news you can trust. Biker news you can trust.